Good evening. Yeah, this is an odd angle, but hopefully it'll be informative. I'm going to try a long format decorating session. It's Sunday night, September 26th. So, uh, some commentary, but probably not much. Okay, so I've done these before, and occasionally in time-lapse format, which have, some advantages, but are also just inherently misleading because you sense, oh, it only took 30 seconds, whatever. So I've already centered it. I've already done a bit of decorating on the opposite side, which I realize is unnecessary, but I like to have something there for the amusement of the person washing the dish. Okay, so the pencil marks, these little marks are just pencil marks. They'll burn away. That's just graphite. It'll burn away in the firing, so I don't have to worry about that. As you can see, the underglaze smears them and obliterates them a bit, but not too much. But if I choose to, and here I am sort of demonstrating both versions, I can do the pencil marks under this background color or on top of it after I've already committed to the background color. So, okay. You may notice this serving bowl is not truly circular, and that's okay. The food won't mind. So one of the things I worked out in my experiments is that the plain colors aren't all that interesting. I mean, they're whatever color they are. But that I can achieve a much more interesting look by blending the colors slightly. And they'll behave just like paint behaves. This is not always it's not typically the case with glazes or ceramic things. But this does seem to be, they've done their engineering. This is what you see is what you get. And technically you can, for instance, mix a red and a blue to get a purple if you don't have a purple. I don't think of these as being all that expensive. Of course, I'm not trying to pinch pennies, so I have indeed bought, a purple rather than just mix up all my own. And in this case, I'm not, like much of my work, I don't really have a plan. I'm not, I don't have a drawing I'm trying to match exactly, or a photograph I'm trying to match exactly. I'm trying to let myself be a little more playful and spontaneous than that. I don't always succeed, but the things I will do, and I'll show it to you in a bit, is I will work out the spacing, particularly if I'm doing something with text, because it can be quite annoying to discover that your message is larger than your bowl, or that your letters are too large, or however it is that you're getting it wrong. So I will say these sometimes dry out. I mean, they can be restored. It's just water. But this color palette, this range. Okay, so these products aren't advertised as going to cone 6, which is what I'm going to do with them. What I have found is that they will go to cone 6. It's just the company's not claiming it. The yellow in particular will not go to cone 10. It'll burn away. Okay. And I must say, part of the novelty for me in this is that in college and grad school in particular, we didn't mess around with underglazes. We didn't, if we were getting colors, it was from gas reduction firings or wood kiln effects or things like that. So the luxury of just being able to pick out a color and make it happen, it's pretty amazing. Okay, so I have my normal 3 ivy thing, and I guess just to show it off, I have a choice. I either do circles or I'll do this sort of tri-lobe thing, and then it's a matter of how the spaces around get used. And I don't want it to look crowded, but I also don't want it to look vacant, except for there in the center. And this circular line does not, is to indicate a space. Occasionally I will write something in there. So this is the sort of thing that can be worked out in a doodle on, pieces of paper, napkins, whatever. Decorating a circle is inherently some kind of a challenge. You don't necessarily want an up or down. People ask, I forget exactly how they word it, but do you just draw that? Well, yes and no. I'm not tracing it. It's not a decal. But I do give myself, in effect, measurements to help get the spacing right. Okay, you may notice the white part. Okay. When I talk about design to students, one of the things I talk about is the issue of distance. So what will you see from 40 feet, and then from 30 feet, from 20 feet, from 10 feet, and from 10 inches, and so forth. And the white lines, the concentric circles, those will be clearly visible from a great distance. Okay. Okay, I should say right off, I'm going to run out of time. This is going to take an hour and a half. Okay, so I'm just running the video for a little bit here. But this is that stage where you work out, and because it's pencil, you work out what's working and not working. And if it doesn't work, you change it before you waste a bowl. Although, you know, any bowl can be a dog bowl and the dog doesn't care, can't read. So I've commented on this in the past, but part of my earliest training, shall we say, or explorations in writing on pots was a category I call birthday bowls. So it's a white porcelain, white glaze, blue lettering, and it would have a baby's full name and birthday. And of course, they're very non-critical. You just have to get the spelling right. And I wouldn't charge for them because babies don't have money. And it gave me, I don't want to say excuse, it gave me a reason to work out things like fonts and spacing and this interior design. Okay, so I mentioned the issue of if you don't have enough space for your message. In this case, the message is life is a feast, but only when we share. And there's this extra bit. Well, that's fine. Extra bit's not a problem. It's a design opportunity because you get to work out. Well, what are you going to do to fill that? And I'll just add something that mimics this second line. So anyway, that's the process. Have a good evening.